She makes her own life lonely. She doesn't know what to do. She's gonna drive herself crazy. Better me than you. She likes to get up when the sun fades. Doesn't have to explain. She's like a twisted tornado inside a hurricane. She likes it warm in the summertime. You know she likes it when the moon shines. She takes a cue from the other side. Oh yeah, what am I to do? I said, baby, 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 bring it all home to me. Baby, 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 bring it all home to me. She can tear it up any day, just a walking down the street. Lots of loving in the moon.
Non-stop rock talk with Tyson Bryden. Welcome to Non-Stop Rock Talk. I am your host, Tyson Bryden. Today, I'm very happy to welcome Night Ranger guitarist Brad Gillis. Brad, welcome. How are you doing?
Hey Tyson, man. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thanks for joining me. Now, before we get to the new Night Ranger album, I have to admit I was always familiar with Night Ranger, and of course I listened to Jack Blaze and Damn Yankees. But it wasn't actually until about 5 years ago that I started listening to the band more. I had the privilege of seeing the band in Coney Island in New York 5 years ago with Rick Springfield and the Romantics.
Yes,
and
I remember that.
Yeah, it was awesome. And it was an epic night. And at that show, I bought The High Road because I loved what you guys did. So I was kind of hooked from there, and then the next album I absolutely dug, Don't Let It Up. So then, of course, I started going in the back catalog and started buying everything. Yeah, which is cool. So here we are. We're talking about the new one, which is entitled ATBPO, which stands for And the Band Plays On. Pretty clever. I like that. So, of course, going into the album, bands are always evolving. Kind of what was the mindset in terms of this one compared to previous albums?
Well, nothing different. Basically, we put a record out every couple of years, and we've been on Frontiers Records label out of Italy for quite a while.
Yeah.
Decade or more. And, everybody's sitting around on their down COVID time, and we thought, well, why don't we try to put this record together in this downtime? So we got together around September. Jack, Kelly, and I started doing some Zoom calls, and everybody had a few ideas, and we just started, on Zoom, coming up with these ideas, and everybody had like a little tape recorder or their phone to record on just these general ideas, and we get back together a week later and go, yeah, this is cool, yeah, let's do this, and we embellish off of that, and next thing you know, we had like 14 or 15 tunes, and we brought Kerry Kelly, our lead guitar player, and Eric Levy in, our keyboard player, and they started throwing their 2 cents in and their ideas, and with everybody having their own home studios, we just started passing around files and kind of putting this thing together. We had Kelly, who lives in the Phoenix, Arizona area, had him go into a big studio there and cut the drums to rough, basic tracks that we had, just so we knew the foundation and arrangement of what was going on. So he threw all the drums together, and once you get the drums together, there's your nucleus to get started and get it going. So we started passing around tracks, and it lasted longer than normal. Usually we do a record in 2 months or whatever it might be, but this one lasted 4 or 5 months because we had the luxury of time, which I think kind of helped out because we really honed in on the best songs for this new record. And but I tell you, Tyson, we never got together once, man. Just passing around ideas and just, and then we started getting rough mixes going with our buddy Anthony Fox at the helm, getting it all together for us. And next thing you know, we had a finished record. And I don't know how everybody says it about our new record, but I think it's one of our best records yet, man. There's just something about it that Jack's singing his butt off. He's really... he really shined on this stuff. And I think, just going back to the original nucleus of this band's foundation of sound, which be, the twin harmonies with Kerry, Kelly, and I, throwing them throughout the record, and especially on the single Breakout. And then, the 3-part harmonies where, Jack and Kelly singing, I'm usually on the top or on the bottom. Those guys are, filling out the root and the third above, whatever it may be, minor, major. And, so the 3-part harmonies and and twin guitars, and good songs. And we got a record coming out on Friday, August 6th.
That's awesome. You mentioned the guitars. As I was listening to it, I always try and focus on what the guitars are doing, but I kind of, your style's very different from Kerry's, I think. I don't know, maybe you would object to that, but I listen to it and you can kind of decipher at least I try to decipher what's what on there.
Who's who?
Who's who? Yeah, who's who? You're more, I think you're doing more of the bar work on there, I would assume. Is that more?
Well, I'm doing all the bar work.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And that's my style. That's what I do. That's how I had to. Tyson, that's how I had to create my niche back in the 80s. It's like, how are you going to be different? You got, people coming out that are just prolific, fantastic players and kind of change the game. People like Yngwie Malmsteen. And then you're great, you're just great players like your George Lynch's and Neil Sean's. And, and I thought, well, how am I going to be different? So it started out with Eddie Van Halen coming out in '78, which blew me away. And I started fiddling around with whammy bar stuff, and tremolo bar stuff.
Tremolo bar, yes.
This guy came out with this new system called Floyd Rose, and he ended up making about 25 really super high-end, non-fine tuner Floyd Roses. And I ended up grabbing the third one ever built. Eddie got the first one, Neil Sean got the second one, and I was actually a nobody, but there was this music store called Don Weir's Music in San Francisco, and someone told me, hey man, Don Weir's has the third one. So I called him up and said, yep. So I didn't have a lot of money back then, but I did have a white Les Paul Custom. And everybody thought I was crazy, but I traded that Les Paul Custom in for an original Floyd Rose and a fret job for my red guitar that I've been playing my whole career. Everybody thought I was crazy, but I tell you, that same third Floyd Rose ever built is on my red Strat, and I still use it, and it's defined my sound. So, then Floyd went on to make all the, Germany started making them, Japan started making them, they put fine tuners on and everything. But I play the originals, and out of the 25 that were built, I probably have a dozen of them. And I got people looking for me whenever somebody finds one, they let me know, and I'll grab it. And I put them on all my guitars, my Rogue guitars and my studio guitars here at home.
That's awesome. I always love, I guess what you would call is the fluttering that you do with the bar. And that, I love that. I hear that and I go, oh man, it just sounds so cool.
Yeah, that was an accident, Tyson. I was looking in the mirror, playing some music back and trying to, when you're young, when you're getting your act together, sometimes you look in the mirror when you're playing guitar and you try to come up with cool stage moves,
Yeah.
Oh, that looks dorky. Oh, that's cool. You spread your legs, you get that stance, you lower your strap, I was like, yeah. So anyway, I'm plugging through an amp and I'm playing something back and jamming to it. And, I thought, I'll just bang on my guitar, and I went bang, and I heard this, what the hell is that? So I turned off my music and just banged it again, and I thought, wait a minute, the tremolo bar is shaking. So I flicked the end of the tremolo bar and went, and I hit a note and went, and I went, boy, that's cool, right? So that's how I came up with it, and then, Eddie coming out, he was doing all these harmonic dive bombs, which you hit a harmonic, go down, and he was using a Floyd Rose. So me trying to be different, I did the opposite. I put the bar all the way down, hit a harmonic, went and shook it. So my last couple notes of my solo in Don't Tell Me You Love Me, you'll hear me do that harmonic whammy bar that's push down to the bottom and bring it up and shake it with my flutter into the big whammy bar, shaking harmonic at the end. So then in around 1984, Ronnie James Dio was doing this We're Stars video to benefit, children hunger and stuff. And man, everybody was there. All the guitar players were there. You had Ave and Neil and anybody that was happening back then was playing a solo on this 7-8 minute song.
Yeah.
Everybody had like 16 bars, right? So, I'm in with all the greatest players in rock, doing this thing. And I thought, man, I got to be different. How am I going to stand out with so many notes, Everybody doing that. So I did a harmonic whammy bar solo, which...
I think I know where that part is. That is a cool part, actually.
Yeah, if you listen to it, you'll hear that, and that's what I did just to define so people knew it was me, basically, and so I incorporated that whole style in all my playing and my whole career, basically, and it's fun to play live, and your guitars have to be set up precisely. It's kind of like a fine-tuned 12-cylinder Ferrari, man. You gotta set these guitars up to be able to do these crazy things, but all the pros set up the way they like it the best, and mine works for me.
I have to actually. You mentioned that I had a robbery. I've mentioned this a bunch of times on my show, but I had a robbery. I lost 4 guitars in a robbery 2 years ago. So I know, right? So, anyways, I had the Charvel DeMartini Rat Bomber, and it got stolen. Well, I got it back about 2 months ago.
At your house?
Yeah, it was a robbery in my house. 4 guitars, 200 vinyls, power tools, like you name it. It was about 60 grand in overall and stuff. So, anyways, the only thing I've gotten back is a Charvel guitar. But
how'd you get back?
It was in a pawn shop. Yeah, a buddy of mine, a guy who's a singer in the band I was in, he was on Marketplace on Facebook, and it showed up. So I sent it to the investigating officer, and he went and got it. And I got it back, which was awesome, which was so awesome.
I hate hearing those stories, man. I'm a collector. I got about 100 guitars now and about 40 amps, and that's my passion. The last 20, 25 years I've been collecting, and my advantage is, traveling around the country and the world, and I go to pawn shops and I go to music stores, and I actually go to Craigslist of the town I'm in to see if there's anything on there that I might want, a vintage guitar or something.
Yeah.
And then I get a hold of them and invite them to the show and have them bring the guitar. Next thing you know, I'm taking it home.
That's cool, man. That's awesome.
But that's always been my passion, collecting vintage guitars and building up guitars. I love doing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so you mentioned the setup. I've got to take this in to get set up because I don't do it myself. I take it to somebody because I guess I'm lazy. But anyways, so
yeah.
It is what it is.
You gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, you take it to a luthier and they set it up right and it's perfect.
Right.
I do everything myself. The only thing I do not do is fret work.
Right.
I let the pros do the fret work, but I'll set up stuff, wire stuff up, and intonate and all that fun stuff, or dialing in a guitar. But yeah, man. Then the size, and once it's set up and you start playing, it's like boom, baby.
Exactly. So and you mentioned the rebuild. I'm actually redoing. I had a Charvel Model 4 that I've had since the 80s, and I've got it all in pieces. I've sanded it down, and it's going in to get done. I'm gonna put a new neck on it, pickups, and it's gonna be mint. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good. So getting back to the album. So the album starts off with "Coming for You," great song. I love Kelly's drumming on this one. It's right in your face. It's awesome. Will this one make it into the set? It's great lead off.
We just started playing Breakout. We've done it like 4 times at the last 4 shows, and we just started to get into the groove playing that one live, and that's a blast. Love playing that one. Yeah. And then Baby, 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 Bring It All Home to Me. That was the second video that came out. So we started playing that as sound check the last 2 gigs, getting a handle on that to throw in live. Of course, Can't Afford a Hero is the ballad, and which I just love that song. I used my 57 Stratocaster through a 1965 blackface deluxe reverb amp to get that classic sound, you know. And we're trying to figure out if we want to throw that one in. But, you know, I mean, what do you...
There's so many songs, and that's why I asked.
What do you do?
Why do you guys do that? I mean, what is it, 13 albums, I think it is, that you guys have done?
Yeah.
Something like that.
We like creating and like putting out records. It keeps us fresh, keeps us busy. You know, as long as, you know, everybody knows that rock is pretty much dead on radio unless you listen to classic rock and then you listen to the same old hits that made rock and roll. But, you know, getting airplay for this stuff is very rare in the States. Certain stations will pick it up and play it. Certain serious radio stations will play it. But, you know, the thing is, we got a nice big core fan base, and they're buying our records and loving it, and just we're all excited for this new release Friday the 6th, man. It's exciting.
Well, and speaking of that, this is also being released on vinyl, but not through Frontiers. It's available through newberrycomics.com. I ordered it this morning, believe it or not, and it was.
Hey, I want one.
Well, when I tell you how much it was Canadian, it was like $65 Canadian.
Okay.
After the shipping, but you know what? It's worth it, and it's in what is there? Only 200 copies or something like that, I think.
Yeah, and they all, I don't know. Yeah, everything seems to be selling out from what I'm hearing. I mean, you know, it's just, we got a great fan base, and they love all this eclectic, you know, release things that we're doing, and you know, colored vinyls and special editions, and a lot of people order the Japanese copy because it'll have a different bonus track than the American copy. You know, it's just great to have fans that kind of go after that stuff, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm excited to get it. I can't wait for it. It'll probably be a while. I don't know if it's actually on time. There's been a bunch of stuff I've ordered vinyl-wise that is taking forever because of backup at the pressing plants. So,
right.
So it is what it is. But you just wait, and that's okay.
Yeah. It'll be there soon.
Exactly. And you mentioned the Japanese thing. I just picked up a mint condition copy of Seven Wishes from Japan in a used record shop. And
wow.
There it is there.
Hey, looky there.
Yeah.
Wow. So there's a sleeve on it. Well, no, that's a custom sleeve, I can tell.
Yeah, no OBI with it.
It's a Japanese sleeve. There you go.
Yeah, it's Japanese. Right. Yeah, it's yeah.
Now all you need now, Tyson, is a record player.
I have one. We're okay. I've played it. It plays great. Sounds good. I wanted to ask you about that cover because every time I look at it, was there an actual plane? Did you guys actually sit in a plane?
Oh yeah, we were actually in the plane when we did that, and it was we were at the Chino Airport in California where they had all these old bombers, just sitting out in a big fields, you know. So we just picked one, went in, and had the photographer up on the ladder, I think, and God, it was so long ago, but taking all these pictures, and that was the cover, you know.
Yeah, well, it kind of looks like you guys are actually in the plane because that'd be hard to. I mean, this is before the days of Photoshop, right? So
no, we're in the plane.
You're in the plane. That's cool. Did it actually say Seven Wishes on the side of the plane, or did they paint that on after?
Oh, we had that put on.
Cool.
We had that.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because that was the name of one of our songs, and we wanted to embellish on that idea, and so they threw that on the plane after the fact, and we throw that song Seven Wishes in the set once in a while. It's got a nice little groove thing with Kelly's drums and stuff. So, we like to throw different things in. Eddie's coming out tonight, and Touch of Madness, and all these Rumors in the Air, these songs that weren't big hits, but
songs you guys like.
Yeah, the songs that we like.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the fans like them, but I'm sure the fans like to hear that stuff. But I'm sure, do you still get excited? You're like, oh, we're going to do this song tonight. This is awesome. I haven't played this one in a long time. This will be fun.
Oh yeah. We just make sure during sound check when we're going to change up the set, we go over something that we hadn't gone over for a while, just to make sure we're on top of it and everybody's on the same musical page. Arrangement-wise, make sure you remember the tune. But, we got a great band. Everybody's really on top of this stuff. And basically, they Kerry and Eric are great, man. Those guys, what a great two extra guys, not original, that round out this band, And the nucleus has always been kind of Kelly, Jack, and I, because we morphed from the band Rubicon back in the late 70s, and then started Ranger, and, then that turned into Night Ranger. There was a country band called the Rangers, and right before we released our record, Dawn Patrol, I opened a Billboard magazine that was in the studio, 2-page ad in the middle of Billboard, 20-year anniversary of the Rangers, country band, right?
Yeah.
And I look at Jack, I go, look at this, and he goes, holy crap, are you kidding me? So they had already printed 30,000 album jackets.
No.
Ranger on it. Yeah. So we changed it to Night Ranger, and they actually put like stickers on the top of the record for, I don't know how many really. Try finding one of those. That would be rare. But then they, once they sold out of those, they started printing up the Night Ranger ones. But man, that record, it's probably by now gone double platinum. I mean, and Midnight Madness, the second record, I mean, that's got us up to like 4 or 5 million so far. There you go.
There it is.
But yeah. So and with our downloads and everything, and I don't know, they're touting it as over 1 billion streams, over 17 million records sold, over 3,000 live shows, yada yada. But when you think about it, our 40-year career, which will be 40 years from our first release next year, which we're going to go out as our 40-year anniversary tour. We've done a lot. I mean, and we're still together, which is pretty rare for bands to be together after 4 years.
That's amazing. And I mean, you were talking about Kerry Kelly. I mean, I remember seeing him with Alice Cooper and thinking, oh man, he's so good. And then when he joined Night Ranger, I was like, okay, that's perfect, man. That's awesome. He's such a good player.
He's a great guy. Always got a positive attitude. He owns a couple restaurants in Las Vegas called Aces and Ales.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great high-end restaurants with craft beer and stuff, and basically we're playing Vegas here on the 21st, 22nd, whatever, in a couple of weeks, and we're going to go hang out on our Friday night off to Aces and Ales and hang out with Carrie, have some good food, and just kind of have a little Friday night, and then play on Saturday. So. Yeah, we got so much coming up, Tyson. We got the Kiss Cruise coming up over Halloween. We got Summerfest, huge, big festival. We just did Rockfest in Cadott, Wisconsin with Hailstorm, like 20-something thousand people. Monsters on the Mountain coming up. We're opening for Guns N' Roses next summer in Sweden, the Sweden Rock Festival. We got this and that, and the stuff just keeps coming in. Hopefully the Delta variant isn't going to shut us down, but...
let's hope not, right?
Just keep
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to be busy this year, it sounds like, and into the next year.
Yes. Yeah. We're definitely busy and trying to keep things moving, and now things are opening up. I mean, all these shows are coming in, and hopefully things won't get shut down. But it's exciting because having that 16 months off was pretty tough, but we went in and did a record.
Yeah.
That's how we kept ourselves busy.
You mentioned that you guys never got together. Was that the first time you had ever done an album like that, where you guys did not see each other at all?
Oh, yeah. First time ever, yeah. All the other times, Jack was living here in the Northern California, where I live in the Bay Area. He was kind of up north in the Santa Rosa area, about an hour north, and had this great studio. And I just commute up there and hang out for a couple days, and everybody fly in from their respective homes and wherever they live, and we just sit in there and do a record at Jack's. And the cool thing was, it's free. We're just, we're not paying that, studio time. Studio time these days. I mean, back in the day, it was still $1,000, $1,500 a day for a studio, and so we're doing records for free, basically, and and that's kind of the way to do it. Then you have the luxury of time, And this record, we had the luxury of time, so it worked out well.
I like the cover too; it looks good with the road case, and it looks cool.
Yeah. Kelly just did a drum head with that same logo on it, so now it's
cool. Oh, that'll look awesome. Well, hopefully, I can get across the border at some point, because our borders, I think it's open, but it's it's touchy. So.
Yeah, I don't know, man, but when things do. We're going to go everywhere. In fact, we want to get back over to Europe. Oh, we would just book Japan.
Nice.
Japan's always been great for us. We've last time we were there, which was a couple years ago, we were told by the Japanese fans that know everything that, oh, this is your 53rd show and your 13th Japanese tour, and
Really?
and great. We did 3 Tokyo shows. All 3 sold out, about 4,000 people a night, and went to go to Osaka, Nagoya, Fukuoka, and it was just Japan is such a great place.
That's amazing.
First time I went over there was with my father. He was a pilot, and he took my older brother, and me over there and dropped us off in Tokyo. My dad took off to do some Asian runs flying, and my brother and I went to the Honda factory, went to Mount Fuji, and did the bullet train, and just amazing. And then I went over with Ozzy when I did my stint with Ozzy, and in 1982 we went to Japan, and then as soon as Night Ranger got signed in '83, went right back to Japan, and so it's been a great place for us to perform and hang out and enjoy their culture.
That's amazing. It's amazing. Well, I could ask you a million questions, but we're limited for time. So I just want to thank you for joining me today. It was really a pleasure, Brad.
My pleasure, Tyson. Thanks for having me, man. I look forward to that new record and the band played on, and hopefully we'll be all over the country playing in any and everybody's town. So we're excited about that.
Awesome. That's great. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Have a good one.
Thank you, man. Take care.
Bye.